Next is from Jeffrey Lang, and the subject is Joker Sting. Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. I've been hearing Sting will be having his last match soon. I was a big fan of his Joker gimmick. Want to know what you thought of the Joker Sting, and if the Joker Sting should make one more appearance. Think it would be a good pop? Jeffrey Bravo. I hadn't thought about the Joker Sting. Couldn't care less about the Joker Sting, and I couldn't care less if the Joker Sting got a big pop. So, silly
I think that for most fans aren't going to even know who the Joker Sting are, but for those hardcore fans, which is what's at AEW, he'd probably get a big pop for that.
Hell of a deal. Next is from Jimmy Gadbury. The subject is Disco Inferno Conversation Killer. Joe and Conan, you've got to do something with DI's rushing of emails and conversation killing. Never let you guys answer questions and in a hurry, as if you're going to hang out with a lot of naked women. Oh yeah, never mind. He's controlling the conversation, and my statistics show that only 61.23% of mailbag questions get fully answered or allow you both to weigh in. Sometimes I wonder if he is taking the fan base for granted. He needs to show a little humility. My question, so he can change his demeanor, can we address him as Disco Inferno Conversation Killer? We can short it to the acronym. I would agree with Conan.
Wait a minute. What?
That's tremendous. Well, we're gonna yellow card this guy, Jimmy Gadbury. Okay, but Jimmy, let me explain something.
Wait a minute, dude.
Okay, do you realize how much we record each week? I mean, this is hard.
He doesn't. How's he gonna know?
I mean, hours and hours, and this mailbag takes like 3 hours sometimes. Like we're gonna be coming up on our third hour here of doing the mailbag this week as we're answering this question.
It's just a mailbag, yeah.
And I'm just I'm trying to keep the pace going along because sometimes, like, bro, Conan doesn't want to answer every single question. Joe doesn't want to answer every single question. Some of your questions suck. I mean, I'm sorry, but they do. And it's like, go ahead.
If we spent too much time on individual questions, then not all the questions will get read, and then people would be like, what happened to my question? My question didn't get read. You know? So it's
bro, let me say this to the fans. I understand that you don't like stuff rushed and sometimes everybody doesn't answer, but I think the short answer and the correct answer more than anything else is that we're pressed for time. And I'll give you an example. Somebody just asked me, hey, why don't you do an Impact review? And Joe goes, oh, I'll do it with you. Just FYI, this is just me, my crazy world. I watch Collision. Yeah, I don't sit there and watch everything. I fast forward through the I don't like, and I stop at the like or a match I want to see. But I watch Collision. I watch Rampage. I watch Impact because I get screeners from them on my computer. So I basically watch everything, bro. But if I were to go out there now and do 3 more show reviews, it's just I don't have enough time. Yeah, if people say, hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
If people say, hey, there's enough of us that want you to do a Rampage review or a Impact review and it's monetarily feasible, then I'll do it. But other than that, I got work to do too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's really what's going on.
That would add another hour for you. You know what I'm saying? Three reviews, 20 minutes each, maybe. You know.
Show me which podcasters are doing reviews of all the shows that are relevant. Cornette's only doing AEW and like SmackDown or Raw,
right?
You know, and like he does a comprehensive review of the matches and stuff. You know, bro, we review a lot of stuff. Plus, too, I'll watch Collision occasionally on a weekend that I'm at work when there's not a WWE pay-per-view and there's not a UFC pay-per-view. If there's like nothing, like UFC's not on, WWE's or WWE's not on, I'll put it on and let it play while I'm at work. You know, but I'm not watching that over SmackDown or over pay-per-views or UFC. You know, so. But
really, to whom it may concern, bro, we spend a lot of time on this, and you know, Joe has other jobs, Disco has another job, I have other job. You know, we just don't have enough time. Like I said, if you make it monetarily feasible, I'll find time. But other than that, I got other to do too, you know.
I was gonna say, even Meltzer, like when it comes to secondary shows, whether it's Collision or Rampage or whatever, he has like a secondary team that does it. Dave's not on every review, right? You know, so.
Well, even Jason Powell doesn't review all. You got like other guys that review his shows.
You can't do it.
No. We could if it didn't have other jobs. If I didn't have another job 4 days a week, I could review everything. But
I remember one time, because I remember one time Disco was telling me, "Oh, well, Vince Russo records from all these hours," and I was like, "Yeah, because he doesn't work
Right.
You know, he's working in podcasting, but he didn't have another job.
Right.
Yeah.
This is an interesting one. Simon K. Subject is Cornette burying Grayson Waller. Hope all is well. I've heard Jim Cornette constantly burying Grayson Waller, saying he tries too hard, is fake, and basically saying he's not a star. It's funny, he's a big fan of Austin Theory, and you could argue some of these criticisms of Waller apply to him. Interested in your takes on Waller, and can he be a main event star? Shout out to Conan. I have fond memories from my childhood watching WCW with my grandparents, and K-Dog was my late grandma's favorite wrestler. She didn't speak much English and thought your name was Ooh La La.
It was.
Disco, can you confirm the rumor that you're starting as a lead in the Roxanne sequels? The studios want to save money in the prosthetics department. That's a cheap shot. Do you know what that comment? Do you know that movie Roxanne? Conan with Steve Martin. We had the big nose.
He's a firefighter.
Okay. Okay, Simon K.
Yes,
red
bro,
card.
I'm a big Steve Martin fan. Starting with the jerk.
Simon K. red card. All right, for body shaming.
Bro, did you ever see this movie? It was Steve Martin and who was the brother in it? Was it Eddie Murphy? Yeah, that movie with Steve Martin and Eddie Murphy. Do you know which one I'm talking about, Joe?
Yeah, let me. I'll get it for you. It's on the tip of my tongue. Norbit. No, Bowfinger.
And then there's another one that's really funny, which is
Bowfinger. There's another one here. No, just Bowfinger says.
Did you ever see the one with Eddie Murphy and Robert De Niro? Showtime.
No, I don't. Probably I did.
Ago. I don't remember, but yeah.
Bro, that movie's hilarious. I highly recommend that.
So.
Wait a minute.
So
this guy gets a red card or a yellow card?
Gets a red card.
Red
body
card,
shaming. Yeah, body shaming. Made fun of my nose. All right. So
that's tremendous. Wait a minute.
So let's get the question here. So Cornette's been burying Grayson Waller, dude. I mean, the guy. Show me his date, the date that he debuted on that show on the main roster.
Mm-hmm.
Because the kid, I think, is 24 years old, and he's only been around for like less than a year. So I mean, you know,
he's 30. He's 33, dude.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, and then
he's still got a good amount of time left, but he's in the embryonic stages of his career right now on the main roster.
He debuted on SmackDown May 19th of this year, so 5 months. He's been on there.
Wow, he's 33. He looks like he's like 25. All right, next is from Eddie. Next from Eddie Nicholas.
So what's? Can I just ask one thing? Does he say why he doesn't like him?
Because he tries too hard. He comes across
as
fake.
Not a star. Yeah,
not a star.
Nah, I disagree.
I disagree too. Next is from Eddie Nicholas. Subject is the Crash Lucha Libre. What's up, K100? Hope you guys are doing good. I'm a Patreon member and enjoy the show tremendously. My question is for Conan. So other than Crash is having a show in TJ with Phoenix being on the show and Andrade. The question is, does this get them heat with AAA? Since the Crash is a rival promotion of AAA, and does this mean Phoenix is heat with AAA and is no longer working with the promotion? Also, does this have heat with you, Conan, since you had a falling out with the Crash and Phoenix is a close friend of yours? This is a good question because, yes, you have these are points that you've made on the show and things that you've said like wrestlers can't work for Crash and AAA. So what's going on here?
Which was the first question?
The first question is, does this get them heat with AAA? Andrade and Phoenix.
All right. So neither wrestler is under contract to AAA. Okay. So there's no heat there, but Phoenix especially knows that he shouldn't be wrestling with Crash because that's our competitor in Tijuana. The problem with Phoenix and the guy from Crash, his name is Nacho De La O, super fanboy. When Phoenix first started wrestling there, he would always like take care of Phoenix before he started making money. So Phoenix kind of feels like he owes him some loyalty, right? But I told him, bro, if you wrestle there, there's a very good chance you can't wrestle here again. So it's up to you. And he told me he wasn't going. So we'll see.
Oh, he's not going to this, even though he's booked. Interesting.
Yeah.
What about Andrade?
Andrade's not under contract, so we don't have the same relationship with him. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm almost positive we'll be working with Andrade in the future, but that's still to be seen.
All right, cool. All right. So yeah, but obviously contracted wrestlers can't work for other promotions. If they do, it's idiotic, right? So,
right.
Yeah.
They're not under contract. They're more like, per night deal, know. And
because they're under contract to AEW, right?
Excuse me? Yeah,
they're under contract to
AEW.
Right. So that's their kind. Yeah. So, but AEW lets them go work there. So that's like, so what can you guys do?
Like if Tony wanted to, he doesn't have to let them go.
Right. And you don't want to be the guy that strong arms Tony and say, hey, you can't let him go. Just whatever. It's like this,
right.
You got your rules, they got their rules, and those are the rules, right? Yeah.
Right.
All right. The next is from Brad Zawacki. That's our Grip Baseball card guy, or Grip Baseball company. Subject's new beginnings. Question for DI. When did you realize you were done with wrestling? How did you transition to your new career? Conan, when did you know you have a talent? When did you know you have a talent to book wrestling, and how did you land at AAA? Thanks. I was done with wrestling basically when I got let go from TNA in 2008. There wasn't like a lot of work out there. Like it wasn't really like 2000, like the mid to late, like 2000.
Yeah, and you got to remember that was the banking, the global recession also.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The economy was bad, and it's like I knew I could come out to Vegas, and I knew I could make money. Like I knew I could have a job, and I'd have a steady income more than I was making in wrestling. So I was like, there's nothing in wrestling right now. It just wasn't happening. So
was your very first job at Sapphires, or were you working with that guy Steele, our boy Steele?
No, that was Steele, Sapphire. Yeah, that was my first job. Yeah.
What's he doing now?
He's still there. So he's one of the managers. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You were with TNA that whole time, DI? 6 years, 2002, 2008?
No, I was off and on.
Okay.
Off and on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was like crazy. Like they let go of Pat Kenny. Like we had like 5 agents.
Yeah.
For a show, you need like 2. Like you could actually do with 1 if the booker, like if Conan helps, like if Conan you're the writer, you're like the head booker, but you could help agent matches, and you really just need 1 other guy, because like a lot of the matches are like, okay guys, you go figure your match out and come bring it to me and tell me what you're doing. So it's like the
only thing I don't mind about that, Disco, is it gives the boys later in their life another payday,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't need 5 agents at Impact Wrestling with the talent that they had. It was like there's 30 people at the show. You only 5. It's ridiculous. Next is from Billy Dallas and said his veteran advice. Dear men, I guess this question relates to Glenn more than Conan, but I was listening to Adam Copeland and Jericho's show, and he talked about his door always being open to younger talent to bend his ear or ask for advice. My question for Glenn is, when you joined WCW, maybe for the first few years you were there, would someone like Hogan be open to giving you advice if you needed it? We always hear that Macho Flair Piper would talk to young guys, but was Hogan accessible? Would you feel comfortable in 95 or 96 asking him for his opinion? He's a guy I never hear as someone that guys would sit under the learning tree with, and I've always been curious. Billy and Larry can go to hell. I hope their hell is being forced to listen to Get My Go on an infinite loop while Conan gives them Roman helmets. That's from Billy Dallas. Conan, what did you think about that last line, Conan? Was that entertaining? Should Billy and Larry be forced to listen to Get My Go in an infinite loop? Would that be a good punishment?
I don't know. That in the Constitution it says uncruel and inhumane thing. That falls under that.
Yeah, I don't know who this is, DI, but I'm very suspicious of the name Billy Dallas. Just a little, a little suspicious.
Yeah, it's right. They could be Husey. You think maybe? Sounds like
I took a shot at Get My Go, so I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, it looks like. All right, so well, first of all, like, bro, we would like when guys would drive around a car with a group of guys. If you were talking about wrestling, everybody would pick each other's brain and stuff, and like go over stuff, right? Like the veteran, like if you never really would spend time with the veteran guys. They were like their own little clique, Flair and everything. But I used to go sometimes. Me and Flair would end up at the hotel bar, watching hockey and stuff. And we'd sit together and eat and drink and stuff. And he would just tell me some, not like like we wouldn't talk wrestling the whole time, but if like I asked him a question, he
Well,
would
what
answer,
veteran? Let me ask you this: what veteran did give you good advice that you would go to every now and then, or he would go to
Hall.
you?
Oh, Hall. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Hall was great. Hall was a wealth of knowledge. Just so yeah, and he kind of knew that I got it too. So he was like, like we were always on the same page when we had segments together and everything. So they could just we knew what we were doing. So
bro, as a wrestling mind, Hall was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah.
Hall.